I'm Theron Ramacharaka. Resignation. Resigning. Now, you may have in the workplace, at some job, handing in your resignation paper. I'm going to quit. I'm resigning. This is my 2-week notice. Or maybe you have resigned from being a parent to your children. You just left. You became a deadbeat dad. Something like that. You know, you resigned. Now, some resignation is healthy and constructive. Others, not. Just depends on circumstances, intentions, what have you. Okay, so with life, you may feel resigned from life, just withdrawal. Just figure, hey, I feel dead inside. I don't care anymore. I resign. It's not going to do anything anymore. You may feel, like I have sometimes, that humanity isn't worth trying to help. Humanity's on its way out. Humanity's hopeless. And I feel resigned over the matter, you know. What can be done? I can't change anything about the world. At the best, I can barely change anything about myself. The older I get, the more old habits have their sway, hold sway over the way I think, the way I act, the way I feel. I might feel like handing in my resignation to this God thing, you know, like, hey, I'd just like to be annihilated, please. Totally, just, if there's such a thing as reincarnation, I don't want it. If there's such a thing as an afterlife, I don't want it. If there's such a thing as anything, I don't want to be part of it. Handing in my resignation, God, critter, I'm done. That's it. Please take me off the roster. Also, we might feel like, well, listen, here's a real good question for you. You have a certain starting point when you're born. And we get, we grow up, we socialize, we get domesticated. As a child, we may have felt, emulated the love of our mother, if our mother was loving. Maybe we had a rosy picture of the world. But the older we got, the more we experienced the world, the more we find it difficult to love. Our capacity to love may get severely damaged. We may give up on the whole thing. We may end up not having progressed, really. Although we may think we did, we have more money now than when we were born. Got a bank account, had a business, entrepreneurship galore throughout our lives. Could be. Maybe had a little house by the age of 22. By the age of 32, had a bigger one. By the age of 42, had a boat, and a motorcycle, a snowmobile, 12 kids, better income, promoted to regional manager, became president of this United States. Who knows? But then by the time we're 60 or 70 We don't like people anymore. Let alone have much of a capacity to genuinely love. I mean, love what? We haven't progressed, really. In my opinion, if we lose our capacity to love these nasty creatures called human beings, of which we are this set of human beings of which we are a member. If our capacity to do that decreases throughout our lives, we haven't progressed. No, go ahead, argue against me. Oh, Theron Q. Ramacharaka guy. Who do you think you are, pontificating on a street corner on top of your trash can like that? Huh? It's all relative. Huh? What's progress to you isn't progress to me. It's all just your opinion. It's all relative. Okay. Yeah. Shut up. One of our deepest soul desires, man, is love. Another one is consciousness. Don't spout your objections at me. Look inside yourself and be honest. Honest, bright. Honest, bright. If you have lost your capacity to love your fellow man and the life principle in all, or if that has decreased throughout your life rather than increased, not even just stayed the same, but if it has not increased, then you have not progressed at your core level of being. Lesser levels change and shift around. That core stuff stays the same. It's there. It's always there. But what's its quality? It can decrease in quality, but it's still there. You may lose the house, but the core, what is you? The you that's always there through it all. And down at that level is your ability to manifest love for your fellow man, regardless of circumstances, regardless of experience. Increased, stayed the same, or decreased throughout your life. Have you resigned? From noticing? From hoping? From even recognizing it? Realizing it? Manifesting it? Have you given up? Have you resigned? Have you figured there's nothing I can do? Self-improvement? Self-mastery? Hey, we got entities, man. We got controlling forces and powers working against our own personal evolvement. We're going down. Our species is going down. We're just slaves. We're ignorant. We're ignorant of our ignorance. Okay, so you want to be, you want to go on being ignorant? You want to go on like that? Regardless of whether you believe up in here in your left hemisphere, whether anything can be done about any of this, have you resigned? Have you, in essence, to yourself, have you handed in to yourself your own resignation papers? In such a short amount of time? 40, 50, 60, 70 years? That's it? That's what you did in your life? You got a new house and you handed in your resignation papers to yourself. Is that it? Is that what you've done? Is that the course you're on? Well, shame on you if it is. Shame on you. I'm guilty of some of it. Maybe I'm preaching to the choir. Maybe I'm just casting pearls before swine. I don't know. I don't really care at this point right now, today, right now. I'm talking to myself too. But I hope that that's not the full extent of what I'm doing here with my talking. I mean, I'm looking into a camera and I'm talking to a laptop, a Mac Airbook. But I hope I'm doing something else more than just like with my words. And that's all. Yeah, I'm talking to myself too. I hope I'm talking to somebody else out there, like the whole world of people who seem to be in large in a state of resignation. Well, that state of affairs is not going to help us constructively evolve and rise above the junk pile that currently is the state of affairs with humanity. Is it? Do you think it might bar the way to some kind of progress? You think so? Yeah, I think. So, if you're on a path to resignation, in the sense that to which I refer, or if you have already done it, well, how about you galvanize the steel to rethink that? What do you think? I mean, if there's such a thing as your final thoughts during your last gasp, and you have a moment of truth, an epiphany, a personal epiphany, and it's an honest one. Do you want that last thought? If it's the last thought you ever, if that's the way it works out, right? Okay. Do you want it to be, I resigned a long time ago. I moved backwards. Here I am, about to enter a coffin physically. My maturity, my biological organism is about to start to disintegrate. I don't know what happens with the rest of it, but I'll be darned, Welcome back. Well, I'm not. Here I am in this hospital bed. I don't even have my house anymore. I mean, it's out there somewhere. Rats are running around in it now, and roaches, and nobody's mowing the grass, and I'll never use that boat again. My kids, like I saw one of them yesterday came in, but I'm losing my mind. It's just about going. I can't breathe. I'm hooked up to these machines. All I have left right here is my thoughts about things and how I feel about everything. And I moved backwards the whole time. This is what I did. I came up. Is that the way you wanted to work? Is it? Have you resigned? resigned? Are you just resigned from life? Or are you embracing it? And back to that capacity to love. Have you resigned on that too? Or has it grown despite the way other people have treated you? That's a real test in life, isn't it? That's a real challenge. And if you've given up on that challenge, if you've given up on forming the habit to meet that challenge gracefully, calmly, confidently, successfully in life, well, you decide for yourself where you stand, okay? I can't tell you where you stand. But you can. And if you're not sure, well, then I guess you have come to a point of partial resignation over even being able to recognize where you stand. And it's my strong suggestion that you get a grip on things like that, because they matter. Yeah. If you think you can't make a difference in the world, then you do not understand that everything you do, everything you say to another person, every thought that you think with any reasonable level of focus has an impact and influence on other people. At least other people. So if other people's thoughts, actions, words, feelings have brought you to a point of resignation, then don't you think that your resignation has impact on others? You can't make a difference, you think? So you resigned from that idea as well? Well, if any of this applies to you, then you got some work to do, pal. I suggest you get to it. I'm Theron, Ramacharaka. Be well.